Alright, let's get right into this. So I realized that when I did the rigging for a previous model that I worked on, I realized that it wasn't good. Because I fucked up. I fucked up so much. I just kind of waved it off because I was tired and I worked on it forever, but whatever. This model I worked on for 2 days. And I did not make the model. I just grabbed it from an SA2 mod, 2 of them, and I just kind of compiled them together and made this, basically. But as you can see, this one doesn't have bones, does it? Well, that's because I have these things turned off. As you can see, I have a variety of bones in here. I have the generic rigging, and then I have the extra bones inside, and then I have all the places where I want fizz bones. Sorry about that. My tongue kind of got away from me. But don't be alarmed about the extra bones you see, because these bones are actually just for useful fizz bones. And you don't need to weight paint those. This one controls the eyes. So if I wanted to put a fizz bone on here, which obviously I don't, I can just click on this and it will control these two. And it'll make my life so much easier. Same thing with this. That controls the ears, that controls the hair. And down here, this controls the skirt bones. And then this one right here controls the tails. And I'm going to completely reskin all of this. Not like skin wise, but you know, remove the bones. So that way you can see how I rigged up this model. And I'm going to show you some weight paint tricks that I did. But the first thing I'm going to do is separate this model. Don't you just love it when you get random texts? Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. But when I first started on this model, all of this was separated. So to make your life easy, as I was saying, to make your life easy, I'm going to separate the model how it was before. Alright, that's all I'm going to separate, because I'm lazy. And now let's get rid of this armature. And don't worry, I have 2 others that are saved, so I don't really need it. This is just for tutorial purposes. Alright, first we're going to enter... Oh wait, I should probably do this first for you guys. That way you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So we're going to enter numpad 1. I'm going to hit Shift A. Then we're going to go down to where it says armature and hit single bone. We're going to call this one base. This thing will control the entire model, like bone wise. It'll be the parent of the hips. Now you want to go into edit mode and point this sucker down. You want this to be right where the heels are almost, or like about here-ish. So that way when you are walking around and doing whatever in VR, you don't sink into the floor like some kind of crazy person. And the reason why a lot of it's like that's because when models are being made, people tend to have the bones go down to here, and your character will end up sinking down. So here is a little bit sinking to the floor. Here, okay, it's somewhat decent. And about here-ish, close to the heels, or where you want people to be able to see where your feet are, is about where you want it. So keep that in mind. Now, we are going to go into this little person right here that says data. We're going to go in front, so that way we can see everything we're doing inside the model. And we don't have to go into ghost mode, or, you know, whatever. Go back to front view. Now you can either duplicate this, or you can just do Shift A again to create another bone. Fucking, there we go. Oh goodness. And you move this bone up to where you believe the pelvis would be, which to me I think would be right there. And you shrink it down just a tad, just enough. Alright, you can adjust this however you like. I personally just like to do this a bit. Just lean it a tiny bit forward. And now we hit E to extrude at the very tip of the tail. The tail is the small end. And press Z. This will be our spine. I'm gonna move this here, because I feel like it. Spine should be like that. Press E again. Z. Move up. This will be our chest. So if you want to add like titties up here, you can. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. You can just adjust this however you feel like. Okay, and then we add the neck, same thing. And then the head. I don't like how this is, so I'm gonna move it back a bit. The neck and head need to be straight. If they're not, then we're gonna have a bad time. I think that's straight. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now you want to name these properly, so that way Unity knows what the fuck you're doing. If you want to quickly rename it, just press F2. We're gonna call it hips or pelvis, up to you, doesn't really matter, it'll figure it out. Sometimes it won't include chest even though it's there because it likes to be a dick. But that's Unity for you. Now you don't have to have it connected, but I'm going to, or should I? Nah, let's not. So we're just gonna duplicate this sucker here. Oh, that's not how you duplicate, there we go. This will be our shoulder bone. We're gonna put it where we think the shoulder should be. Just readjusting it. People call it the clavicle or the collarbone, which makes sense. So just position it in where you think the clavicle or the shoulder will be. His head's in the way. Nope. Here we go. Let's remove the hat as well. Okay. Alright. So we want it right there-ish. Where you connected to spine. We don't want you to do spine, we want you connected to the chest. So when we put in .L, that tells you this is the left side. And we'll put the head back on. That tells you this is the left side. Because this is the character's left, but our right. And when we do symmetrize, it will symmetrize on the right side and make things way easier for us. So we're gonna go back here. I'm gonna lower this a tiny bit. Just about there-ish. And then it's gonna make one giant bone by pressing E, then X, and putting it towards where the wrist and hand are. Then we hit subdivide. Then we just bend that to fit the arm. Gotta make sure it works. Yep. Awesome. We like having bends here so that way when Unity goes in, it will know where the elbows go. If you don't have a bend or even a slight bend, you can always make IKs, which are just extra bones that control the shoulders and whatever else and blah 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 blah, which is a whole other thing. And if I find a video that taught me that, I will put it linked somewhere. If I don't, then I don't fucking know. Hopefully I find it. I really want to find it. Okay. I didn't put in the hand yet because the hand takes a while, so I'm gonna start with the legs. Just to myself a little nicer. So when it comes to the legs, you want them to go up to the ankle bone. About there-ish. Okay. And then you want to subdivide. So I like to move this thing back, bend this forward a tad, this back, nope, wrong one. And you should adjust it to wherever you think the knee should be, either up here or down here, entirely up to you. In this case, the knee would be about here-ish. Yeah. So just go wherever you think the knee should be, and then have like a slight bend. And then we're going to parent this one by going into here to the hips. This would be upper leg, back L, lower leg, that L. You don't have to have it like this, you can literally do it like lower leg underscore L, same difference. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do. I just personally learned this way. Now you don't have to have these connected if you don't want to. I personally don't like having them connected when it comes to certain models because less control. And it's a little more confusing for the model. But whatever, each their own. Okay. You're not going to be connected to anything but the head. This is going to be the eye controller. Why? Because I feel like it, and because that's what I did to the model, so we're just gonna call this eye base. Ta-da! Now we're gonna make another one. It's gonna be a little higher. Okay, a lot higher. About, let's put it about here. No, here. This is gonna be hair base. Then we're gonna make another one. This one's gonna be called ear base. And that's basically what you saw last time in the model. And we want them all be connected to the head, not the neck. Okay. Use number 3 to get the side view, and then you can position wherever you want to. Make sure that's how you want it. Yep. Now when I have a double ear like this, I personally just do this, and then put in the same name for this one. And then have like an 01. And that just tells me this is the other part of it. I don't need to be like tip or middle or whatever fuck. Just drives me nuts when that happens. I'm like, ah, screw this. You know? This feels more simplified if I do it this way. Oh wait, we don't want you connected to the head. We want you— no! We want you connected to the ear base. That way, it'd be right here. Of course, I can always make it lower to make it fit more. And then I can put the hair up here, which I just ordinarily put it anyway. Now, depending on how you do the eye bones, it could change. Like if you put up and down, it won't really move as much. Discord. I'm going to ignore that for now. Now, if you move it like this, it won't move in a certain way. It's be like, wait. It'd be a little easier to control, slightly. But depending on how you have it, like for example, if you have it like the tail here, going straight to the eye, it will likely go folding back into its face. Which is fine, you can always fix that, that's not a problem. But what I did, I put, let me grab a tail. I put like this, because I'm a freak of nature. Oh my fucking god. And then I put it where I think the eye would be, and put it in the position where I believe the control or the eye could have become. So maybe about here-ish. So we're just gonna go to eye base. I'm gonna call this eye.l. If I can fucking type. And then we'll move it in a position where we want it to control the eye. It doesn't have to be right on it, it just needs to be around it. You can add bones here if you want, you can add bones wherever. I'm just showing generic shit. Last time you saw me add bones here, and here, and everywhere else. And on the skirt, which they all took forever to do, by the way. Oh yeah, I forgot. Grab this. No, wait. Oh. Base. Why are you called bone? You're supposed to be base. Okay. My fault. Now for the tail piece, I just grab it from the hips, move it in a way where I think it would work. Like there-ish. I always have it close to the middle. A little higher up. It's always connected to the hips. Then I just go ahead. And I can grab any bone I want, doesn't fucking matter, but I prefer ones that are in the middle. So I can do this. And then I position it where the fuck I want, wherever I want the most control to be. Also, it's gonna be changed. And then put it directly at the tip and at the base of where the tails are. And then go ahead and subdivide them as much as I want. It doesn't have to be perfect, it can just be close enough. This will be connected to the tail base. Now we just rotate these suckers. Oh, I forgot one. We don't want that one. Voila! Of course, I'm just going to name this tail.l and so on and so forth. Do get those numbers at the end that I like. And of course, as you know, I'm doing things a little bit out of order because that's just how my mind works. I apologize that it bothers you if it does. Now for the foot, you can add the toe if you want to. I did not. But basically you just need it to be in a certain degree. If you want to add the toe, you just gotta press E, then press Y, and then just do that. But I didn't do that because I'm lazy and I didn't feel like it. So I just did that to make my life easier. Now give me a minute, someone's trying to call me. I will come back very soon. To you it may be like a few seconds, but to me it'd probably be a day. Oh, the music changed. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. Alright, we're doing these. Oh wait, I forgot the screencast keys. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put these in. I'm a bit tired today. It's actually been longer than a day. It's been a week. So I don't remember what the fuck I was doing, but yeah. So now we're gonna add the little hair bones, which I love doing because they're super simple and they usually don't take too much time. Oh wait, I should probably move that. So we're just gonna start with the side view and then we're gonna look at the front in a minute. This will give us the general idea of how we want it to be. Now I can't even fucking find it. Oh, it's right there. Of course it is. I just want the little ball. Thank you. Just to however you want. Actually, since there's two of them, it's gonna put one. Yeah, that's good enough. You can put as many as you want here. You can put 2, 3, 1, doesn't matter. I personally like to put in 2 to 3, so that way I have a nice bend here. But I'm putting 2 because there's not many vertices here. There's 1, 2, there's 3. And if I do anything right here, it's going to affect the rest of the head, and I don't want that. Now we're just gonna grab this one by duplicating it with Control D. And we're just gonna bring this little sucker right here. I'm hitting wrong buttons. I'm dum-dum. I think that's good. It doesn't have to be directly at the tip, I just prefer it that way. There we go. You just basically do the same thing with all your hairs. If you have hairs that are meant to be different, then you can just make them different. I just like to have them all together because I know what I'm going to do with them. They're all going to be the same. What should I call this front? Or should I just call it hair 1? We'll call it hair tough. Because these are all mostly in the middle, so there's no point adding .l or .r's on them. So you're going to have to do all these. I usually do about 3 to 4, because you can see it right here. Line, 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 line. Go straight into the head. I need new headphones. Okay. Oh yeah, if you hold shift and move your arrow, it makes it slower, as you can see. With shift, no shift. With shift, no shift. If you hear a weird sound, that was my dog. What's up, baby? Doing my lap again? Okay, just give me a second. Well, don't push my chair. Rude. Like, see, that's not even at all, so we're just gonna adjust it to where it is. Ta-da! Alright. I'm just re-adding the bones that I added before. That's when I add this little fun thing called the bone base. The bone base. The bow base. Right here. Also known as a skirt base. This is the thing that controls the dress. So this thing will be called dress base. And it will be connected to let's say chest. Yeah, fuck, why not? These are never because of stuff. They're never connected to the I just don't realize I made no fucking sense. And I made up a fucking word that doesn't exist. They will not be connected to the dress bone base. They'll be connected to the bow. Oh my god, my mouse is so fucked. Look, this is what happens when I don't even barely move it. Crazy, isn't it? I use the middle mouse so often, like this, consistently, when in Blender, so I kind of fucked it. So that's mostly my fault. I seriously need new headphones. Okay. I gotta make sure the renaming of the things are in order. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. This happens a lot. So when this happens, you just gotta do a random thing like that. And you just rename them. Oh, you want to be 3? No, you're not gonna be 3. You're 2. You're 1. Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. Oh yeah. You're supposed to be 1. I don't know why it does that, it just does. So strange. Okay, for now you're just gonna be 4. Same thing? Yeah. You should probably check the tails as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Okay. What was I doing? Right. Oh my gosh, fine. Sorry. My dog just went to my lap, and he's like, let me in! Let me in! Even if I tell him no, he's still gonna do it. I'm just gonna plug my headphones for the time being, because they're gonna drive me nuts every time I try to fix them. I look forward to when my new ones arrive. I'm gonna be so happy. Alright, come on. I'm trying to do tutorials over here. You're winning my lap. He's old baby. I'm probably gonna cut this out. Okay. Can you lay down? No, I'm not gonna pet you. No, I'm doing something. Now if you want, you can add like a bone right here. Or some bones here to have more control of the eye. Entirely up to you. You want my lab and I jump out or whatever. I don't care right now. Alright. Now for the skirt. This is the fun part. I say sarcastically. Oh wait, no, we don't want you like that. We want you this way. Now you can choose where you want it. You can put it up here where the waist is, or you can put it down here. Entirely up to you. I personally put it right here. Why? Because that's just where I wanted it. I don't have to put them everywhere, but I like to put them in the areas like little edges like this. And I'm going to put one right here. Oh. Now you can just do this over and over again. You adjust it to however you like. One, two, three, four. I'm counting because last time I had 6. I guess this will be fine, who cares? You don't have to name like this if you don't want to. I just did for my own sake. OCD. Oh my gosh. It was 4, right? Yeah. Now, I'm only doing this because I have a tail here and the tail's going to control this section of the skirt. So if you want something to control a good function of the skirt and just kind of flare it like this, use foot bones all the way around. You'll have the front bone, the back bone, and then the sides. Okay. Now for the hand. Everyone loves the hand. Did I not name this? No, I'm stupid. Totally forgot. And I want to connect it, just kind of separate because I wanted to get the right size. You want it to be mostly hitting the middle finger, but since his hand's a bit askew, they're gonna be somewhat in between. kind of just start with the thumb. I think about it. Can you even see my mouse cursor? Wait. Oh, nothing important. Okay. I don't know what else can be seen in that. Can it be seen? Yeah, it can be. Okay, thank goodness. I was a little bit worried. Alright. Yay. Non-professional done. Because I'm not. Yes, right now I'm just doing a single bone so that way I can get all the fingers in place. Also divide in a minute. Duh. Of course it's gonna be down there. The goal is to get the bones where the bends are. Like right here, here, and here. You want to get it as close to the mesh as possible. Otherwise, it's going to look weird when you try weight painting it. It's best if you don't have the fingers connect to the hand, so that way you can have a better control over your weight painting, what you're doing. You don't have to be like, what the fuck is this? I'm doing it so I don't have to rename them. And now you just put them in the positions that you think they should be. Alright, now once you get to this point, you're gonna make sure everything is what it's supposed to be. Everything looks good. Yep. Okay. Now you hit A, and you're going to click on Symmetrize. Boom. All is done. Ta-da! Now if your model isn't symmetrical, then this won't work for you, but in this case it will. Because, yay, symmetry! I know my character's arms are a bit far back. That's because it's extremely useful that it is. Because when you have them how they're supposed to be, like across here, and when you have them VR, they'll go straight down and move forward a tiny bit. And then you'll have to put in the rotation joint onto the spine or chest, usually spine, or the shoulders, so that way they stay back. But since with this model they're already back here, it works out. Alright. So now we have our bones all in place that we want them to be. Next is weight painting, which is a whole other thing. So you should get out of here. And you are wanting to do it little by little. You don't want to go crazy with it. So the reason why I separated the model how it is, so that way when you do weight painting you don't accidentally affect something you're not supposed to. Like weight painting the arm and end up weight painting the head, or when you weight paint the dress and you weight paint like the hand. You don't want that. So just going to select every piece that you have. Like so. And then you're going to find an area where you can click on the bones. In this case it'll be the base. You can do Control P, and you want to do one of these two, entirely up to you, but since we are doing a weight paint tutorial as well, we're going to do with empty groups. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So now we can click on our model, and you can see all of our little things here. These are my shape keys. As you can see, I'm going to keep them there because I feel like it, but these are shape keys, you won't have to worry about them for now. But then we have all of these things that we need. Why do I only have bows? Oh, because I searched for bow last time. But yeah, we have all our things here. The only things we don't need in here are the bases. So we can get rid of that. Like anything that says base that isn't, you know, this piece, well, we can get rid of that too. Just all of these we don't need. They're just there as controllers. Yeah, we don't need those. We never need them for weight paints. They're there for fizz bones purposes only. So we're going to start with the head. Yeah, super easy. Let's search it. Click on your model, go to edit mode, hit A and hit assign. Now we're going to go into pose mode and check it out. Ta-da! Now we have a head that works! Now that's the easy part. The head's always the easy part. So now I'm going to show you how to do the hair and ear parts. I'll start with the ears. I'll start with this one. Go in here, click on weight paint. I forgot, my weight paints are already in here. It's really fucking funny. Okay. So I'm just going to show you a demonstration instead. Okay, let's pretend this is the ear, right? So right now we just see it as a blue thing. So if you don't want to see that and you want to see what you're actually painting, click on this, the viewport shading here. And you can see where all the vertices and triangles are. This is what you want to see. Now you can't see the bones very well, but you know they're there. So this right here, the weights that you see me moving, this determines how red it is, like how much a point affects something. Just like this. So if I just... that's how it's gonna look. But if we want to be a little more lax, we move this down, it'll be much of a lighter shade. But if we want to do it gradually, we can have it at 100, and we can change the weight to something different, like this. And each time we go on it, it will increase with each little click, as you can see here. I personally like to have more control, so yeah. That's how you do weight painting, so I'm going to show you how to do the ear real quick. Unfortunately, I already have my weight painting in here because model, and I renamed everything the same thing, so let's say, let's remove these, so that way I can show you, and it doesn't really matter, but so this is our left ear, so we want to highlight the left ear. I'm going to say we're going to do 500, so that we have some leeway when moving the ear. And our ear area is right here. And we click on the areas that are just little points that we want the ear to move in. Now if you want it stronger, you can always just increase it a tiny bit. Or a lot bit, depending. You can change your radius, which affects how much it absorbs. Like, for example, from 48 to 1 something, it'll affect more than what I want. Let's go back to 48. Usually I have it around like 20, 30, or 40. Sometimes 50, depending on the model. That's too much. That's better. I never like going 100% red, especially if it's not super close to the bone. But at least it gives the ear a bit more leeway and it affects more of the portion I want. Now we do basically the same thing. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. But since this one is more towards the top that I want it to be affected, I will highlight the areas I want to be affected with the tip. And then I will decrease this to about maybe 300. So that way I can get a mix in with the other bones, little area of movement. So that way they can affect each other in a small way. Now, we'll check it out by going here. And let's move this and ta-da! Look at that movement. Since it's just an ear, you don't really want too much movement with it. But it's entirely dependent on the person. As you can see, some things aren't moving as much as they should be. Which is why it's important to check out pose mode as much as possible. Now, as you can see, this part here is being weird. That's because we forgot to put in the weight for it. That tends to happen quite often. We will affect as much as we need to, and no more than that. As you can see, when I do the red, it affects it more, right? As you can see, there's a little bend here, and we don't really like that. So what I like to do is go to one of the lowest settings, and I just lightly tap on the areas that I don't want to be crunched because of the ear. Well, maybe not those pieces. More often than not, I will reduce it to a pretty low level, like 23 or 80. This really depends. Now get these areas too, as to avoid any complications later down the line. And now our ear looks a lot better. Yes, the bone is out and doing whatever, but hey, that's okay. If you want to reset it, I have a thing in the quick menu, and it's clear keyframes for all. If you want to do that, you can just go in here, transform, all, and hit the button. And it'll do that same thing. I'm curious. Nope, okay, I had to check. So since the hairs don't have weights, nice. We can check that because they are probably under a different name. Oh, they do have weights, that's really weird. The fuck? Then why aren't they moving? Weird. It's because they're old weights. That's probably why. Oh, that moves. Oh, interesting. That's probably because they're the same. Just like the eyes. So I'm going to show you how to do the dress part. I know you guys are here probably mostly for the hands, the clothes, and maybe some of the small parts. But basically, what you do with the tail is the same thing you do with the ear and the hair and everything else. Same thing almost with the legs, but they have more of an effect. So they'll mostly be red, and they would be like green or something. Now, as you can see, I made mine green in very different areas. As you can also see, the first point covers up exactly what I want. And the second point only covers a small section. Why? Because I got lazy. No, I don't. Doesn't have its thing. Oh, there it is. It's hiding. Now these are my main ones. These are what they were before. So since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Just figure out where you want it to affect first. Oops, got the shoe. That's what I mean by separating the model. Just don't overextend into another bone's territory. You can choose if you want to it to be higher, lower, or whatever. Whatever makes you happy. Be mindful of down here too. Yeah, I actually put on the wrong button, but you know what's going on. It's the same premise. Oh yeah, that will affect the bone. Now as you can see, you can just have the one bone. I personally like to have two so I can have the fold. But that's just me. I'm just an idiot who put it in the wrong spot. I'm pretty sure these are how they are done. I'm pretty sure the hands are the same thing. Yep. Knew it. Okay. So let me show you the weight paint for the hands then. And how they look. That way you get an idea. So as you can see, there are some points that don't and do have. Right here is actually weight painted towards the lower wrist, or as you would normally say, lower arm. Just like so. And I have it at right here, 168. See? Maybe lower than that. And I have everything else a yellowish green color. And the reason for that is because I want the hand to have a good effect in the mid area, but I don't want it to overstep the other bones that are here. Because the hand and the thumb come together right here. So making that the way it is will cause problems for the thumb. It's okay to have some leeway with the part here. But this is not 0. This is a certain amount, see? So I do have it at the edge of the thumb that it controls. Because when you move your actual hand in real life, you'll notice that it has control over part of the edges of the fingers, or should be the base of the fingers. Just like your thumb has a good amount of control of your hand, or the palm, I should say. So we want to incorporate that into the hand. Now let me show you the thumb. Same thing with the thumb I did with the hand. The index is a little bit different because there was a section here with the middle finger that they both shared. So it had to be a slightly different color, a lighter shade of green, more of a cyan, which has less control, but control nonetheless. You don't need to get the whole bone, because as you can see, I only got this line here where this bone is, instead of getting the whole thing. You just need to get the parts you want it to be affected. You don't need to worry about where the bone is and how much the bone should affect it, because the bone is there as a placement, as some kind of thing. Most people prefer if they were in the middle of the bone. I personally don't give a rat's ass, as long as it works. Oh wait, that's the other one. You basically do the exact same thing with all the fingers. Same with the ring, you just select the index, that's what I'm showing this one. And then we look at the middle. The middle has more effect on the others than these two do. That's because the middle, if you have extendable next time. If you stretch out your hand, right? You pull down your middle finger, just moving your middle finger down. You'll notice that your fingers kind of follow the middle a little bit. Same thing with the others. They kind of have like a little pull. So I've incorporated that into the middle finger as well. The pinky is basically the same thing as it is with everything else. See? This one had incorporated the hand as well, because the hand touches this part, and so does the pinky. And that gives you a working hand. You just gotta make sure you connect this part right here towards the lower arm. Excuse me. And that's the same thing with the arms and the legs. You just go to where your bone is, and you just mark where you want the bend to happen. Like, for example, if you want a bend here, you'll have a very light color, usually cyan or green. Same here with this one. And right here, it'll just be mostly red. I'll show you. See? Oh, that's the wrong one. Since the arm's not necessarily connected to the body, I didn't have to worry about adding a lighter color to where the bend's gonna happen. And yes, this is a lighter, or I should say, a heavier color than the others, where the bend is. That's because it's a non-normal model. It has a few small segments. Right here, technically, would be the elbow, yes. As long as it works and it functions properly, that's all that matters. As long as you're happy with how you did your weight paints, that's what matters. Then you get an effect like this. Of course, my shoulders are different when I made them, so they're gonna look a bit weird. But that's how you do basic weight painting in rigging. I know it isn't very informative, but it is the best way I can explain it without sounding complicated. I'm pretty sure you won't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time, and that's fine. You don't have to know. All you need to know is that it works, and you can do it. And it's especially really helpful if you're hands-on to learn like I am, and if you follow along as I was doing this, and you just kind of weight painted what you needed. And based off the eyes, you do the same thing what you did with the head. You just select the eyes, highlight them, and then hit assign to the eye that you want. I hope it was at least somewhat helpful. I'm never good at explaining things.